September 11th, 2001, our country was attacked and every American's life changed. American. How do you define the term American? A person who lives in the United States of America? A person who is a legal citizen of this country? Or someone who is proud to live in this country? Proud to live in a country known as the land of the free. But are we really free? Our country was scared and fearful of what could happen next. Our country came together to mourn, but while some mourned, others felt angry and began to grow hatred for the people who did this to our beautiful America. Hate, terrorist, words that a third grade student did not know much about until she heard them every day on the playground and in the classroom and on the television as her parents watched the news. She would ask her parents what these words meant and why was everyone using them, but her parents weren't sure how to answer her questions. As time went on, she thought life would get a little easier. That was until the U.S. declared war on terror. She realized then that her nightmare would never end. The teachers at school chose to ignore the name calling. Why does she expect teachers to do anything? They had began to look at her differently too. The government said they wouldn't allow the discrimination of Muslim Americans, but saying something and doing something are two totally different things. Osama bin Laden, terrorist. She heard those words every day. As she grew older, things got worse. Her country was still at war, and she was still being tortured at school, but her family's business had failed too. Her dad had invested all of his time and money into a small convenience store, and he lost it all. Nobody wanted to go to a store that was owned by an Al-Qaeda member. Why was she being punished for someone else's stupidity? Hate. She began to hate herself, her family, life in general. How would you feel if the world hated you for something that you had nothing to do with? This is my story. I was that little girl who was harassed by her peers. The harassment never really stopped. It's 15 years later, and society still has a stigma on people who are of a Middle Eastern descent. I am proud to say that I am the child of a Pakistani man. My father may be Muslim, but he is the proudest American that I know. He's kind and he's generous. So why can't the world realize that my daddy is not a terrorist? Why can't people just understand that our ethnicity does not define who we are? When will people understand that words hurt? Something has to change. Will you be the change?